We have a very special guest, the one and only Meghan Ackerman.
I am so big on setting small, attainable, short-term goals.
And our generation is the ones showing up and filling the churches.
Everything is letting me down. There has to be something bigger out there. Nothing is fulfilling me. Alcohol fills the void temporarily.
What have you learned through the last relationship, the last couple?
That we can't rely on other people for our happiness.
Hey y'all, it's Regan. Welcome back to another episode of Cozy Up with Regan and Friends. And we have a very special guest, the one and only Meghan Ackerman.
So happy and honored to be featured on the pod.
I am so excited for today's convo.
It's far overdue.
Yes.
So excited.
We can yap and yap and yap, and we have been yapping all weekend. And I am so excited to be mic'd up and have this time capsule of sorts to just look back on at our conversation. So I feel like we're in a very similar but different point in our lives.
Oh yeah.
We have now come into kind of the same bubble.
Definitely.
And we have lots to speak about.
And we've never been in the same bubble that we're in, which we'll obviously get into, but we're doing it, and we're in the same.
Lots to say about that, and I feel like I'm learning a lot from you and your journey, and you and I can just have conversation back and forth about all kinds of things.
Oh yes, so good. Yeah, we were having fire conversations last night at dinner, and we were mic us up. I'm so happy to be on the mic, and we'll just see where this goes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Little trip down, not memory lane, little history.
Right.
We were friends in preschool, right?
Yes, I should pull up. I should have done it before.
Cutest little, we can
Regan and
insert
I were in preschool together.
Yeah.
We have in our
tights.
class picture.
So cute.
Yeah, 4 years old. Yeah.
We'll find it. I know where that photo somewhere.
Definitely.
And then always in and out of sports together. She went to public school, I went to private school, so we weren't in the same school. And then in high school we got a little bit closer, and then I would say more college is when we started to get really close.
Yeah. Always had the same mutual friends in high school, did the WDA basketball,
we would
did all
always
the
be
things
in the same
together.
Area.
And then started hanging out more. I spent so much time at your parents' house with you, sitting in that living room on the couch.
Then we did best friends mentoring.
Yes, all the things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until college where it was
then we were really becoming adults and becoming our own kind of friend, whatever the friend we wanted it to be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We've known each other for a very, 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 very long time.
Yes.
Lots of phases of life we've seen each other in, to say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
Just to be basic and kick it off, tell us whatever you want to tell us about yourself.
Oh, okay.
Who is Meghan? What's the deal?
I am 24 years old, born and raised in good old Dickinson, North Dakota, where it is currently -20 there right now. And so we're at an 80-degree temperature change. So it's been amazing being here. I went to high school, obviously in Dickinson in my hometown. I left for college for about 6 years, started going to college in Moorhead, Minnesota, where I did track and field for a year, had my one and done rookie year at MSUM. COVID hit, everything shut down. The state of Minnesota was completely shut down. And I was this is pointless for me to be here. I was doing school online, paying out-of-state tuition. It was just not it. Transferred to Minot State, where I finished my degree in schooling there. Decided just focus on school, gave up track. So then got my undergrad in communication disorders, got my master's in speech pathology, moved home last December. So December of 2025, I moved home. Did an internship there, got hired on at my dream job. I'm working at a private practice outpatient clinic as a pediatric SLP now, back in my hometown. That's career side of things, I guess. But I am huge family girl, very family oriented, obviously big homebody back in my hometown, so close to my family. I love to travel, but I'm also the biggest homebody, but I love a good trip. I love a quick, fast vacation.
What we were just talking about, Meghan is a yes girl when it comes to a trip.
That is literally on here. I have like, I am a yes girl. Like
any trip planned, any idea thrown out there, Meghan's down, tickets booked, she's ready to rock.
Yes. That's what, like, you want to do a kickboxing class? I'm in. Like, tell me when and where. You want to go do a Bible study?
Yeah, I'm there.
You want to go?
Literally this weekend, I was like, Meghan, I'm running a 5K. She was like, I'll fly down. I'm there.
This was like 3 weeks ago. Yeah. She was like, I don't want to do this 5K alone. And I was like, let me book a ticket. I will be there. We'll do this 5K.
Like just anything.
Yes. I never know. I love being outdoors. I love being outside. Just all my hobbies, I feel like, are hiking, being outside, snowboarding, skiing, all the things. We're a big lake cabin family. That's like the one thing. Like if you're from North Dakota, you know you love your lake cabin. So surfing, all the things. I am just the biggest extrovert, overshare, certified yapper. I am
which is perfect for today.
The farthest thing from a mysterious girl. You will always know what's on my mind.
You're not nonchalant.
No, you're so far from it. So far from it.
I can hear you before you enter the room.
Yes. And I just am such a people person. I love talking to people, anyone, any age, any stage of life. I just love building personal connections with people and getting to know people and their life stories. And also, like, I could sit down with a stranger and in 5 minutes, they will know my whole life story. Yeah. And because if there's silence, I'm going to fill it. So yeah, I am a yapper. So I told Regan, I'll try to stay on track today.
Yeah. Listen,
try not to get too far down a rabbit hole, but
rabbit holes are welcome.
Love, just very outgoing. Yeah. Big yes, girl.
Yeah.
Love it.
The best.
That's it.
The sweetest, most bubbly little lamb chop I've ever did meet.
All right.
Okay. We'll start jumping into some of the questions because I know a lot of these questions are going to lead down lots of paths and lots of quality convo.
Yeah.
When I was thinking of today's episode, the first thing I thought of was just, you have always been such a inspiration when it comes to like health and fitness. Like when I think of health and fitness, I think of Meghan. I think of Meghan with her supplements, with her vitamins, going to her classes, hitting the gym, posting on her Meg's motivation.
Yes.
You've always been very consistent. And a good advocate for like a healthy lifestyle. Like you do your best and then you're very like uplifting to others who want to hear.
Yes.
So
yes.
What is one thing that you would recommend to somebody who just wanted to start living a healthier lifestyle? What's like a staple of like a healthy lifestyle too?
For sure. I feel like I am so big on like setting small, attainable, short-term goals.
And that's so good.
It sounds so simple, but it's like, duh, but no, like the long-term goals, so out of reach sometimes. They just feel like so unrealistic to reach, and then you give up because your fire burns out and you're like, I just can't get there. Well, no, but let's set the small little baby steps to get there and work towards it. So I just am like so big on like a daily goal, a weekly goal, just any of the things, like even waking up in the morning and be like making a to-do list, even if it's like literally going to fill your gas or like something, just like setting the goals,
or like making your bed, so then like every day it's like a reset, and like those are like tiny little mental things. But
and I also say like it makes it so much easier when you like have the accountability. Like when I've been recently, for the past like 4 or 5 months, been waking up and going to the gym at like 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning before work. But like there's many times where my alarm goes off and I'm like, no one's going to know if I don't go. Like I have no one holding me accountable. Accountability is huge, especially with like health, fitness. Because like there's like that 2-week time frame. There's like actually like there's research behind it. You know, like people get like 2 weeks in or whatever and they fizzle out. Especially with like the New Year's resolution, the New Year, New Me. I think they say by like January.
It's like the second Friday of January is when it's done.
Out the door. Yeah.
So it's like you've hit that second weekend, you're not going to the gym, you're not doing this, and then it's like you never go back on Monday. Yeah. You're like, oh, I did it. I made some progress. And then you just get lazy.
For sure. And so I think just like small attainable goals, and then just like having people, like letting people in on that. Like, hey, this is a goal I have or whatever. But like sharing it with people, because then you have the accountability.
Yeah.
Or if like lately, like If anyone's going with me to the gym in the morning, it's so much easier for me to get out of bed because I know they're counting on me to be there. And like I'm holding them accountable. They're holding me accountable. It's just like way easier to keep on track. But just like the little things and like people, they're like, oh, I'm going to do all the things. And they go like balls to the walls right away. They get all the supplements, vitamins, all the things. And then they just like, they take them for like a week or two, whatever. And then they like
they redo their fridge, they redo their pantry, they buy all the workout clothes, they
get all the protein powder, the collagen,
hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I mean,
so much money. No, all the supplements. But it's like even something as simple as like setting out like your supplements on your counter so you see them every morning and it's something visible, or like literally like the typical good old pill box, you know, just little things like that. So yeah,
small goal. I'm so guilty of making jumbo mega goals. Jumbo mega out of reach goals.
Yes.
And recently I've started transitioning to like smaller goals. Like just this one thing. Because I'm also guilty of like, I'm going to get all the powders, all the pills, all of this, all of that.
I'm going to do it all right away.
Do that. I'm going to sign up for this class.
Feet first. Dive in.
Yeah. Accountability too, if you hop over to that, like workout classes I have learned to love because I'm also like too scared to not show up. Nor do I want to pay like the no-show fee.
For sure.
So that's a good way to hold yourself accountable if you don't have like a gym partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm guilty of big goals, and small goals sound really like
it doesn't
sound as exciting.
I know,
but like it does the job. And that's what's important.
Yes. I'm a big to-do list girl. Like I bullet out a list every single day. And it just keeps you on track, and you just feel accomplished at the end of the day. And like I'm saying, like some of my things on my to-do list are diabolical. It's like something so simple, like I don't even know an example, but yeah, just like making
lists. It could be something so simple, like literally I need to
wipe down my counters.
Yeah, or like and clean my mirrors.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
I don't know, like I guess like fold laundry is like kind of a basic one, but yeah, it's like it's also fun. There's like I think there's also a study on like checking things off your list. Like sometimes I put stuff on my list that like I know, like making my bed, quick done. It's an
easy check.
It's like checking it off.
Yeah.
If that's what you need to do. Like make this long list and you feel so accomplished. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So those are definitely, it's good to have the long-term goals, but 100%. Definitely have like a game, like just know that there's like, just take the baby steps to get there and have, and have grace with yourself for sure. Yeah, definitely. Like there is times, like it's hard to stay motivated. It is hard to, it always goes to show, just like showing up is the hardest part. I don't know. When my alarm goes off at 5:20 in the morning, 5:15, and I do not want to go at all. And then I get there and it just proves time and time again. It's showing up is the hardest part. You feel so good after. So good. Even yesterday after our race, you were like, I feel so good. Yeah. You just feel so accomplished and there's no better feeling.
So sign me up for another. Let me do a turkey trot. We were saying how like people always are like, I'm never marrying into a turkey trot family.
It's like people's worst nightmares. Like
yeah. But I'm like, I did one 5K. Keep in mind, it's not like I'm no Usain Bolt marathon runner over here. But I'm like, I could do a turkey trot family. Yeah. I see why you would. You wake up, you do your run, you get your exercise, and you chow down.
Yeah, and
so don't knock the turkey trot.
No. Yeah. No. And it makes the food, I don't know, you just deserved it. Like, come on now. Yeah.
But yeah, it was so fun. You just, a good workout. Yeah. I mean, there's once again studies behind that. Like it obviously gives you serotonin and
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just good for you overall.
Have people hold you accountable too. Let people in on your goals.
You like briefly said something about what keeps you motivated, and maybe it was like your little checklist, but is there anything else that keeps you motivated to like actually get up, go to the gym? I know like, is it you or is it Peyton who's like, one way to keep myself motivated is I take my pre-workout and then I have to go to the gym.
Or else you're sitting on your couch and you're itching.
Chug your pre-workout and then it's like, you have no choice but to go to the gym and work that pre-workout.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely Peyton. That's not me.
Okay. Somebody told me that once. I'm like, no, that's actually hilarious.
Sure. Like use that as an incentive or else you're literally going to be like sitting on the couch, like itching and buzzing. But no, for sure. One of my biggest things that I just like, I'm always thinking, like grand scheme of life, like long-term longevity, just like my overall health. And I just like know that like all my actions and what I do right now
matter.
It all matters, whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence, like it's gonna matter later down the road. So I think just like I am prioritizing my health and my my lifestyle so much right now because it's just going to add years to my life. And like, I'm trying to live a good, long life, and I want to be healthy, and I want to, it's going to benefit my future kids one day when I can be around longer for my kids' life and do more with them and go biking with them and go do all the things with my kids and my grandkids. So I just think like longevity of life and just overall, like, I want to be healthy. I want to be an active mother. I want to be an active grandmother. Yeah. I just want to be doing, I just want to be healthy and not like aching and in so much like pain. And I just want to be.
Because it barrels or I don't know, like snowballs. That's what it snowballs really, really fast. And I think that's with like all of my current health issues and like all like it's all little tiny things right now. And everyone's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like, do you have to? I'm like, well, I don't have to right now. Yeah. But in 10 years, I will definitely have to. And it'll be significantly more inconvenient and worse. So like, why not do the steps now?
Absolutely.
Like, why not? If I have like the gluten-free thing, it's like everyone's like, well, you don't like have to. I'm like, yeah, but I really should, you know, for like the health of my internal body. Definitely. It's like, if I don't do it now, I'm going to be in so much more pain in 10 years. Yeah. And then it's going to be worse and worse and worse. So it's like, even though we're 25 and still very healthy and our bodies are doing very good.
Yeah, I just know that everything I'm doing right now is going to have an effect.
Yes.
And it's going to benefit me. Yeah. And this is going to all pay off one day. And I want to like just keep this going. And like, lastly, so just selfishly a girl thing to say, like, I'm just trying to look so bomb in my wedding dress one day.
For sure.
I cannot wait for the day. And I just cannot, like, I just want to look so bomb.
So good. You want to feel so confident. Yes. Or also, like, not now more than ever, it's like motivation is like you are recently single.
Yes.
So it's like, what better time now to be looking your best? Lock in, go
seriously.
to the gym.
I do be on the Stairmaster sometimes and be like, this sucks.
How long do you go on the Stairmaster?
I can 15 consistently. I can do a good, I can do 15 minutes.
Longer.
I can do 30, but I don't like doing 30. I don't.
So I've seen you do 30. I think I max out at a minute and a half.
I'm dead. Like,
I can maybe do 4 minutes.
Okay, so this is where I told you, like, I get bored running at the gym on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And that's where I could keep going, but I'm bored and I just get so bored. And I do get so bored on the Stairmaster too, but I don't know. I think it helps to put on a podcast or watch something.
Podcast
versus the music. I don't know why the music doesn't get me through.
It's almost like it doesn't stimulate me enough, and I almost like tune it out just like everything else. Like when I'm driving sometimes I'm like, I get tired with the music. So if I'm not like singing, but a podcast, my brain's working.
I like forget I'm stepping because I'm so in tune to whatever they're
listening
saying.
To, like an audiobook.
Yeah. And it's just, so the Stairmaster is just not fun. It's not. So don't feel bad for your minute and a half because I do be like huffing and puffing.
No, it's horrible. I think
4 minutes, I'm just like, and you look down and you feel like it's been 10 and it's been 2.
I think Gef's got a consistent like 30-minute Stairmaster. And I'm like, that's one of the most impressive things I've ever heard.
Yes. I went on a kick for a while and now I never do
I remember you posting about your
10 to 15. I would do 30 minutes every single time I stepped on that thing.
Yeah.
But I'm so competitive. I didn't mention that earlier. That's like one thing about myself. I'm so competitive. I'm always down to try something new, but I don't care if I embarrass myself. But I hate being bad at things. And I'm way too competitive with myself, with others. Like, I cannot play, like, a nice family-friendly game of pickleball.
No.
Or, like, cornhole. Like,
it's the real deal.
So competitive, and I have to.
The rules must be followed. There must be, like, with card games or games with my family, I get, even if someone deals differently, I'm like, that deal wasn't consistent with the last deal, which will mess up the results of the game.
Yes. So I love to try new things, but I hate being bad at things. So then I'm like, I want to just... I'll either give it up or I'm going to put in the work to like get good
like a bad trait. Like to want to push yourself and be the best. Like, sure, there's cons to it at points. You know, it's like I'm definitely a perfectionist in areas and there are a lot of cons to that.
Yeah.
But there's pros to it as well. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No. So I think a lot of times, like, I'm just in constant mind battle with myself. My internal voice is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially at the gym. It's insane. So yeah, that's honestly keeps me going. If I don't like look good, I'm not feeling good about myself. And then I'm thinking, so in my head. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like I can totally agree with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weight to that statement, even though it sounds just like a funny little like, look good, feel good, do good. It's like, no, that's like so.
No, like sometimes if it takes me putting on makeup to go to the gym, I'll put on some concealer and some light makeup.
There's nothing wrong with that.
If I just don't feel good about myself there, I just don't want to be there. And I'm so in my head about how I look, which is so dumb and silly because it's not that deep and no one's actually paying that close attention. But it's for me. I'm not doing it for anyone else. I'm doing it for myself.
That's something I've become.
And then I feel so confident and I feel so good. And I have
and then
such
you
a
can
good
pump it out.
Yeah.
That's something I've become so hyper aware of recently is like nobody cares.
But
it's like crazy. Because when was the last time you looked at somebody?
Yeah, no.
Never.
And actually studied and like
literally never.
No, that's the thing.
But then that's so like I have to remind myself, I'm like, I have never paid attention to someone's airport outfit. I have never paid attention to what somebody looks like at the gym.
But those are things that I spend so much time on
sit and stare at me. I'm like, oh, nobody cares about that.
Absolutely. No, yesterday even, like when we did our 5K, I like woke up in the morning and I went back and forth so many times. I'm like, do I put makeup on? Do I not? And I ended up putting makeup on.
This, I do that. Yeah.
No, absolutely. Because I was like, no, I know I'm going to feel better. So I am going to put some makeup on.
Like, why not?
It's just, But that's the thing. I never tune in and pay that close attention to other people. But we just pick ourselves apart. Like we know we're our own biggest critic. We've always known that. But this is also so funny because it's like something so silly where you were just like, it's not that deep. And I literally know it's not that deep. But how we just had this talk on like choosing a song to put over your Instagram post.
Oh,
the amount of time.
Because
I put into choosing a song and then like
the order of my photos.
It's unreal. It's actually sad.
No, it's like a decent.
How much
like
I put.
Like today, I'll probably make a post for our weekend, and I will sit there for a while being like, should I do UND 5K, UND 5K, or 5K, 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 UND,
and
UND?
Then where do you throw in a food picture and an aesthetic picture and then a no face and then a face.
Don't even get me started on
the lyrics. And then what part of the song? Like what part of the song am I choosing?
And I would say probably 80% of people, they just don't listen to the song.
No.
And I would say probably 90% of the people.
No one's tuning into
don't
that.
Go, oh, this song really rocks with the vibe of the
Absolutely
photos.
not. That's
not a soul cares.
They're either double clicking and scrolling or they're just scrolling.
Most people don't have the
sound
on.
They don't even go to the end of the whole 10 photos.
Yeah.
And I also take that into consideration. I put my better photos in the front because I know by the end, no one's scrolling that far. And if they are, they're barely looking.
But it's like,
but once again, I know it's not that deep, but it's these things that I like do pour a lot of time and energy into because we like curating.
And then we were also saying it's like, it might sound dumb to people who aren't like social media girlies, but like it is like a form of art for me.
Right.
Like I have a very creative brain and I love taking the time to do that. Even though I am doing it because I think like, oh, people are going to think this is so fire.
Yeah.
I'm also doing it for me. Definitely. I do want to like preface because then I go back and I stalk myself frequently.
Absolutely.
And I like to scroll and look. I'm like, oh yeah, that song totally went with the vibe.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
It's the little things and it makes us happy. So it's okay. But like you said, I've never picked like apart someone's airport fit.
No.
But I put so much thought into those little things. But we're just girls.
Yeah. We've talked a lot about health. So now what's like a not so healthy, like guilty pleasure that you like to do?
This minute I saw this question, there was one and like only one thing that came to mind, and it's just the amount of caffeine that I drink.
Which is funny because you were just telling me you don't drink energy drinks,
right?
So what are you drinking where you're getting like an obscene amount of caffeine?
Well, I mean, I think I just maybe misspoke in that instance, and I maybe shouldn't have said, like, I just don't drink Alani's anymore, really.
Is there a reason for that specifically?
I don't know. Not truly. I think I just see so much on them.
Oh, really? I've never seen anything.
Oh, and all the bad things about them on the internet, and people having, like, heart failure, and they're, like, in the hospital because they're, like, heart stopped.
I suppose. Like, are you a Celsius girl?
No. Well, okay, so
I'll let you
I am, like, I wish, like, Perk Energy would sponsor me. Like, I am the biggest advocate for Perk Energy.
What is that?
It is, like, a protein, collagen, caffeine powder that it tastes just like coffee. There's so many different flavors.
I have seen it, but I'm not a coffee drinker.
But you could get like sugar cookie. You could get like frosted sugar cookie. And it's like 100 milligrams of caffeine. It's like protein, collagen, all the things. So I recently just made a switch from coffee because we all know that coffee be making us have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, and like my tummy gets upset. And then like when I'm at work with a client, I can't step out. And like when I gotta go, I gotta go. Yeah. So I just switched to this like Perk Energy, and that has like not upset my stomach at all.
So I've gotten good about not drinking caffeine. At least I try not to drink caffeine after like run.
Yeah, we did have this talk.
Because, fun fact, caffeine has a half-life of 12 hours.
Right.
So if you have, say with dinner, it's very common you go out to dinner and you get a Diet Coke with dinner at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Technically, that caffeine is staying in your system until 5 a.m. But you were probably about to then have your morning dose of caffeine.
Right.
And then it's like you were just keeping, which means you're never getting into deep sleep. So your organs and your muscles are not recovering.
And don't get me started on sleep and how important sleep is.
So, and I love this weekend has thrown me for a loop.
Podcast for it. Like I could talk.
You'll fly back in when I do my sleep episode.
We could talk about sleep.
Yeah. Well, I'll do
for
sleep
so
on the
long.
deep clean and we'll get you back over here.
Yeah. Anyways, definitely my biggest guilty pleasure is just like caffeine.
Yeah. And then what's like a luxury that you like? I feel like you're a very I don't like the word frugal because it sounds so negative.
I know people
I feel like
think
you're very smart with your money.
Yeah.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
But I know that there's definitely some things you like to splurge on.
I'm stingy, but I'm not.
Yes.
This is funny because you guys have called me out on this before.
Yeah.
But my wait and save on like Lyft and Uber.
Yeah, never.
No.
Never. I'm like priority pickup. Yes, please.
I'm telling you, it could be like $1.20 difference, and I'm going to do the wait and save.
It's like 25 extra minutes.
No,
Megan's like, I'm waiting ride share. Regan, you and I just talked about ride share?
We did just talk about that. But that I'm not doing. I'm not sharing a car and riding with a stranger. But I will wait and save. Time after time again. There was one time you were like, why couldn't I had one in like 5 minutes? And why is yours saying like not for 25 minutes? And I like turned my phone so you like wouldn't see because I was so embarrassed for you to see that I did the wait and save. Random things like that I am super stingy on. But like I have hair extensions. I have the nails. I have the eyebrow lamination and tint. I do the lash lift and tint. All the things. I do my own lashes.
Yeah.
And like I tint my own eyebrows sometimes, but I feel like the luxury things are like something that's gonna like elevate my looks, which is like maybe that's selfish, but like once again, look good, feel good, and it's like it doesn't matter because it's not affecting you, and if you like it and it makes me feel good, so I don't care what other people think. So it's like my hair extensions, obviously like the install and the move up, and then just like anything that's like gonna promote or help like my gut health, like, or just like my health in general. Back to that, my brother and sister-in-law, they're very like non-toxic, all organic, like all the way down to like the laundry detergent and the hand soap and all the things. And I've been slowly making the switches where I just bought like this full set of like Caraway pans and containers, like the non-toxic, all natural, all organic things.
When you go down the rabbit hole of even simple things like your pots and pans,
the rabbit hole.
And it's like,
I've been making the switches. Yeah. My dish soap is all organic. My scrubber, that I use for the dish soap, like that's natural. But
even Maya's been on that grind for a while with her like non-toxic deodorant, whatever. I remember her saying
doesn't work. I'm telling you right now,
people
who use non-toxic, all organic deodorant, you smell 10 times worse. I'm sorry, you do. I have tried, and I smell, and I can smell myself. It doesn't.
I've never
do it for
been
me.
Around someone long enough.
It might be doing it for other people, but it has never.
Because Maya stands by it.
No.
Like she wouldn't even use. She needed deodorant on like her wedding day, and I was like, I only have aerosol, and she's like, no, I can't like reset myself.
No, I'm telling you, I don't know if anyone out there agrees with me, but the non-toxic deodorant does not work, and I be smelling so bad after I use it.
Definitely my recent luxuries. Like I like to go to the Sprouts or the Whole Foods or the Trader Joe's. Yeah. I don't know. As a girl with tummy problems too, it's like gut health is so important, and I try, but to switch gears a little bit.
Yes.
Obviously, top priority on everybody should know by now. Like, God is our guy,
which is so crazy.
Man. We are on our own revival. We are on our own journey. We are on fire, which is such a blessing. And so many people, we talked about this. So many people around us are on. Like, it is truly a revival.
It is
our demographic.
And that is something that I could talk about for so long, but it is happening. Like people say like, your generation is doomed. Like you guys suck. Like we get dissed on and dissed on and dissed on. But like, I'm telling you,
it's insane.
I've seen it. There is a revival, and there is research to show and prove it. Our generation,
like whatever we are, like what is our generation? Are we Z, X, M? I don't know what we are.
I don't even.
Are we millennials? No, we're not those. But
Are we Gen Z?
I think so.
Yeah.
But like there is research showing that our generation is the ones showing up and filling the churches.
Yeah.
They talked about it at Passion.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I've seen it. I was just at a conference for 3 full days with 55,000 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah.
You can't tell me there's not a revival. This stadium was packed floor to ceiling, wall to wall, not a single open seat.
Yeah.
55,000 college young adults.
Yeah.
Like our generation.
And you have to think each one of those people has at least 10 people that they can spread it to.
Absolutely. And they're paying to do this.
Yes.
This is how we're spending our New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
They're wanting this. They're craving it. It's a desire in their heart. Like we are a generation for Jesus.
Yes.
And I've just seen it.
Yeah, every time I open my social media now, it's like a new person that I never would have thought is reposting a Bible verse or getting baptized or sharing the word of God or like sharing their testimony out of nowhere. And I'm like, I had no idea that you were on a journey, but here you are proclaiming it. And it just like adds to the stack, adds to his kingdom. Like it's insane the amount of people.
Yeah, and like you just said, like, we just had 55,000 people and like each one of those people, you just made a comment, like they have 10 people they can reach.
You know, and then who knows
it just starts. And it's like a ripple effect.
And
like we've seen it with our friends and even just like our circle. But it's like all it takes is one person to plant a seed. And you might be like, that might be the first stages of their seed, or like that might be like the last stage where they're like, wait, this is it now.
Yeah.
But like no matter what, like you are reaching people and you have such an influence, whether you believe it or not. But it does just have a ripple effect, and it's gonna just go out and out and out. And all it takes is just one person, and then that person reaches people, and they reach people, and it's just that's the Great Commission. That is what we are called to do.
Yeah.
Like go and make disciples, be the hands and feet.
Yeah,
and it's so crazy. Because you were like, if you know us, if you know me, and I didn't even say it earlier, but like, yes, one thing about me is that I obviously gave my life to the Lord May of 2025 and proclaimed Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and have completely 180 turned my life around.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing, like one thing about me, fun fact, like I love Jesus. And if you know me, you know that I love Jesus. And so.
And it's so crazy because it's like, I look back at the person I used to be, and we've always been knowing, we've always been in the atmosphere, but it's like, I would say within mine was 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I would say really the last year.
For sure.
And then you said yours was May.
For me.
And it's just like, crazy to see the transformation and just like how much of a 180 you can just make.
Yeah. And it's God. It's only God can do that. Like only He can change the desires of your heart. Like that is not anything we've done. Like it
easy.
And that's why I think it's crazy we have made it this long without talking about like mentioning God yet. But yes, I think for me it was like obviously it takes a while too. Like it's not like a 180 night and day overnight. Like I feel like my original like cry out, like I cannot do this on my own anymore. Like there has to be something more. Like I cannot keep relying on myself. Nothing is sustaining me. Everything is letting me down. There has to be something bigger out there. That was like February of 2025 for me, where I knew I was missing something. But it obviously like February, March, April, I didn't get baptized. And those were like 4 months of like questioning and going back and forth. And like, am I truly worthy of this? Like, is His grace sufficient enough for me? Like, is this really this and true and all these things? And so it's like, it's a process, which we know that. And it's a process through the whole, like
it'll
through
always
our whole
be
life.
A process. Yeah,
absolutely. But it's like, I definitely feel like the biggest heart change, desires, the way I'm living, my actions. February, March, April, May were kind of like teetering on the fact. And then like May was when it was like, no, there is something bigger out there, and everything is, people will always fall short. Nothing is fulfilling me. Alcohol fills the void temporarily. Everything fills it temporarily. Nothing was giving me an eternal gain, where it was like, I am missing something. I'm missing the biggest, most important piece. And that is a personal relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I don't know where we were going with this.
No, it doesn't matter. You're on fire. I like it.
Yeah.
I guess I just was curious, like, we've been through a lot of seasons, whether it was with God present or not with God present. I mean, we are always ebb and flowing in every aspect. What season do you feel you're in? Like, we know we've mentioned, like, you're recently single, you just gave your life to Christ, you've been going on so many missions. Where do you feel like you're being called to or guided by God in this season of your life?
Yeah. So obviously, I feel like you have seen me, because I am just very public about what I do, because I just want people to know and see like the goodness, and I want everyone to experience that for themselves too. But I have, like, I graduated on a Friday with my master's degree from Minot State. Drove home on Saturday, got baptized on Sunday, May 18th. May 19th of 2025, I packed my bags and left for a 4 or 5 week long mission trip in South Carolina. And since then, I've been to 3 Christian conferences. I went overseas on another missions trip to Estonia. And so I just feel like the original thing that like made me even start getting curious was this conference that I went to in January of 2020. Like, it would have been 2024 going into 2025. And it was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that was the conference that like wrecked my world. And I had never heard all of this information. And I was just like a sponge, just soaking it and soaking it and soaking it in. But I was like wrecked. Like, that was when I realized, like, oh my goodness, I cannot be living my life the way I am living my life. I have been missing. We just had this talk. You know God. You've heard the name. You know about God, but you don't truly know God.
And you don't have a personal relationship
and you
with
have
God.
Never had the encounter of being completely wrecked by the conviction of the Holy Spirit. So I feel like, yes, we grew up, me and you, in and out of church.
Yeah, I've always gone to church. And but then it's, then you go to college and you stop going to church. Right. And then it's like, then you come back to church. And then it's like something else Satan tempts you with that takes you away.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, for adults, we can do whatever we want. Then there's sexual sin, there's, the drinking, and we've all been in the service industry where it's like really easy to have a beer, then have another beer. And
absolutely. And it
piles up very fast.
And you obviously, like, growing up in high school and middle school and just as a child, like, you're going to church because your parents are making you go to church. Totally you're not going to church for yourself.
Yeah.
And like, you're going because like your mom's like, get up, get in the car, like, get dressed, we're going. But it's like, I feel like from senior year of high school to junior year of college, I did not step foot in a church. I never found a church in Moorhead, and it took me years to find a church in Minot. And that's when I actually started getting connected and plugged in. And I was super involved with Crew on my Minot State campus, which is just like a public Christian organization for anyone. It's open, it's public. And so obviously a lot of people have probably heard of Crew, but this conference in January is the one that I went to with Crew in Minneapolis. And that's the one that like wrecked my world, because I just have never heard any of those things before. I've never heard truly, the gospel has never meant anything to me until then. The gospel never in one ear out the other. And that's when it like truly, I like meditated on like the gospel itself. Like, Jesus died for my sins. Like, he took up my cross. He died for me. Like, it is only by his blood. Like, his grace is sufficient. The past, present, future sins. Like, that is when like the gospel like truly spoke to me. And I like, that just like sunk in. Like, anyways. And so I just feel like I was like these past couple months, since May, or like even since January, of finding this out, then like having like my kind of realization, like cry out to God, like in February, and then like becoming baptized in May and being born again. And it was all head knowledge. I was just gaining the knowledge. I was a sponge. I was soaking it all in. But now I feel like where I'm in a stage of like just spiritual maturity. Yeah. And now I know all this head knowledge. So what am I going to do with it? Like, I can't do nothing with it.
You have to do something. Yeah.
And we have to do something. And we know that. So now it's like acting on it and living it out truly by my actions. Like, I have also just seen time and time again I can preach the gospel with my words and with my mouth to people over and over and over again. But I'm telling you, our actions make far more of a world of difference.
100%.
And you hear it, like actions speak louder than words, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It will hit people more personally when it's like, no, I've been there. I've been living in all of that sin and doing all of this and thinking I was fine because I was going to church on Sundays. But what was I doing Monday through Saturday? Nothing that was glorifying to God at all.
No.
I was a Sunday, I don't know.
Yeah.
Churchgoer. And then I was going out Monday through Saturday, doing all the things.
Doing whatever, saying whatever,
drinking, saying whatever, listening.
Yeah.
What am I listening to? What am I intaking? What am I watching?
Yeah.
All the things that you never thought about until you have this encounter. And now I know all this. So what am I going to do with it? So just to like answer your question, to reel it back in, I just feel like I'm in such like now I know this, and now I'm like, now I need to stand firm.
Yeah.
And in this like spiritual maturing part of my life.
And you are just really so on fire. Like, you went on your mission, then you went on another mission. You just told me you're planning to go on another mission in
2026.
December. Yeah.
Yes, June.
And it's just like, you just feel like you're confident now. You know, you're getting more confident boldly praying, and we had that conversation.
Yeah.
And like you grasped all this knowledge, you soaked it all up, and now it's like, yeah, everybody knows we are called to now. We got to go reach those 10 people.
Absolutely.
Like the passion. It's like,
yeah,
one person can reach 10 people,
or we're gonna leave the 99 for the one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's like, we got to do something about it. And then like, like your actions speak louder. I mean, lately it's like so many convictions about like swearing and my music has made a 180. All I listen to is worship music.
I'm telling you, look at my Spotify Wrapped.
Yeah. It's like Noah Khan or Elevation, or, you know, it's like, and people do notice those tiny little things.
They do.
And it's like, you don't think they do, and they do.
Yes. I can't remember where I was going with this, but also just like, I've been doing all these things, but that doesn't make me better than you.
No.
Not at all. When I went on that month-long mission trip to South Carolina, I never thought like that if you would have told me a year ago that I would be here where I am, just where I am in this stage of life, I would have told you are crazy. Like, haha, joke's on you. No, like, I'm telling you, I was the girl going out, binging, drinking, doing all the things. Like, there was so much sin in my life, sin that I didn't even realize was sin. Yeah. The way I spoke, like the words that, like the gossip, all the things. And it's like, when I went on this mission, like I realized like, wow, I have such a love for this. Like, I just want to go again. Yeah. Like, I love this. I am being so filled up and overjoyed with sharing the good news and like spreading the word. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, I catered like basically what we did in South Carolina is like, we went out on the beach every single, like 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, for 3 to 4 hours. And all we did was walk up to people and spark conversation and try to get into gospel conversations with them and tell them about the love of Jesus and just like how to have a personal relationship with Jesus. And it was the most terrifying thing ever. I remember that first day being on the beach, I was ready to call my mom and be like, you need to make up a crazy excuse for me to fly home and not come back. My heart was pounding out of my chest. It was the scariest thing I'd ever done. And it's like, no, you need to, like, Jesus suffered on the cross for us, and we just know like what he endured. Like, we don't know, but yeah. And it's like, my comfort zone, I always say this, is not worth someone not spending eternity in heaven. And it, like, I have just been so big on making myself uncomfortable because it doesn't matter. No. I have nothing to lose. No, but I have everything to gain because I might bring that person. That might be the first time someone has ever heard the name of Jesus or the gospel, and just like me telling them like, Jesus loves you and he sees you and he knows exactly what you're going through right now. And like, you can give it to him. Like, you don't have to do this alone. But it was like, yes, I'm doing all these conferences and missions, but I'm not better than you. It's just because this is what that's where I'm at. Like, I love this and I crave this, and I'm being filled up and encouraged and spoken life into, and there's just nothing better. And so it's like, the only person that can change the desires of your heart is like, we know, like, that is nothing I have done. Like, that is just him. That is just me wanting to know more. And like, he is changing the desires of my heart. And that's what I love to do. I'm a people person. So why would I not go
we all have
all over the world and share the good news and be the hands and feet? Like in Estonia, like people have never even heard the name of Jesus there. And so it was like, how cool that I get to be such a small part of something so big.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just feel like, yes, I'm on fire, but like it might always look like that, but I'm not. And we know that too.
Yeah.
Like
you and
I also
long conversation about that.
Have been doing all the things, but I feel like I am in such a silent season, and I have been for months and months. I just feel like I'm doing something wrong. Like, what am I missing still? Like, I'm not hearing God's voice. I am in such a silent season behind closed doors. And we have talked about this before too. We know the answer. We know why we're anxious. We know why we're irritable. We know why. It's because we're not getting in the Word as much as we should. We're not prioritizing.
We can talk to him all day long if he wants us to, but the way he talks to us is opening that Bible.
Amen.
I just talked about that on my deep clean.
Yeah.
And it's like, I even said that, and then it's been days since I've like, why can't I wake up? Like, who cares if people are here? Like, why don't I wake up and open my Bible?
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Like, we know the solution. Like, I feel like, oh, I'm in such a silent season. Well, let's take a look at my week. What am I doing? I'm so go. I am not I'm not setting aside time in my quiet time to just be in the Lord's presence and seek him and like truly seek him and put all other distractions aside. And so it's like, we know the answer, yet the enemy is so good at distracting, and he is going to distract in any way possible. And I'm so good at falling right into that. And so it's like, I feel like now I'm in this spiritual maturing season, but I'm still in this silent season, but I know exactly what I need to do. Yes. And it's either wake up a little bit earlier and get in the Word in the morning, or just say no and like sit home and stay home and miss out on some plans. Because that's like, yes, we can pray and talk to God all day long, but him speaking to us is through the Word.
Yeah.
And no one's going to do that for us. Like, no, it's only on us. It's on us. Yeah. Absolutely. And so I just know that I need to be better at still prioritizing like my time with him. And just my biggest battle is distractions. I'm such a yes girl. So I'm going to go. But like, you're going to help, go, do. And it's I'm so empty. Yeah. And like, I need to be filled up and poured into as well. Yeah. And so like, I'm serving in kids, leading the preschool room, and I'm pouring out. I'm leading Bible study, pouring out into other girls, but I'm not doing anything to fill myself up. No. And like, that's not okay. No. And so I know all the answers and all the solutions. Yeah. And so
it takes time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Growth takes time, and it takes a long time.
We know that anything is not like that. It's not an overnight change.
No.
It's going to be months and months and years. And that's constant.
Constant, yeah. And that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, if you ever got to a point where you thought, oh, I'm good. I'm so perfect, I don't need to change.
No.
Like, that's just not.
And you should never be like so.
You shouldn't be content.
And content. No, because
there's always know more. Yes. We can always get deeper. Yes. We can always, like I said, grow his kingdom. Like, let's keep going, keep pushing yourself.
And like, I should never just be, absolutely. You should never become so like, oh yeah, I'm sure of my salvation.
We don't know how much it takes to get to heaven.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure as heck don't want to end up on the other side of that.
Right. So. And I feel like if you're ever like, oh, I'm good. Like, no, there's always something. Like, we know people that have read the Bible or like the same book in the Bible over and over again.
Pastors that you love, they're
constantly
still learning. They're still diving in. They're still like,
because you might read a book in one stage of life and then reread Colossians in a different stage of life, and something different is going to stick out to you or something. And so, that's what I'm just like, I just want to impact so many people. I've said this time and time again to like friends and family, like, it's so hard to explain the shift in my life. Obviously my family's seen it, and it's so hard to explain it to them when they haven't experienced it for themselves.
Yeah.
We've experienced that radical love, like I said, just like being so wrecked by the Holy Spirit and having our desires just like changed. And we've experienced that. But how do you explain it to someone who hasn't experienced it? It's not the same. It's so hard. And so like, I just want I've experienced it and walked through it, and now I just want everyone else to experience it too. So I'm so passionate about reaching my family and friends because I just want that for them too, because I know how much it's changed me. And like 2025 was like one of the hardest years of my life.
Yeah.
And I would not be where I am or like doing as good as I am if I didn't have something bigger to lean back on.
100%.
I would be medicated and in I would be in therapy and I would just not be well. And we had this talk, there's nothing against therapy either, but like, it was always so easy for me to like rely on a pill for happiness. But it was like, no,
it does not
there's
last.
something bigger out there that I can lean on and depend on. And I wouldn't have got through some of the trials and things I went through in 2025 if I didn't know the Lord.
Yeah.
But thank goodness. Like it is perfect. God is just so, he is so intimate. He is so personal, and his timing is truly perfect. Like I always say, like, I wish I knew Jesus. I wish I had this personal relationship with the Lord way years ago. But it was like, I wouldn't have done what I did and went through what I went through. Like I wouldn't know Jesus the same that I do today.
Yeah.
Like we had to go through those seasons and stages of life and like live in all that sin to get to where we are today.
Yeah.
So it was like, it all has a purpose. And I look back on my year and just on my past couple years, and like he had his hand. He was there every step of the way. And you don't see it in the moment. And then you look back and I'm like, oh, God had his hand there. Like one example I'll give. I was super, super up in the air about where I should do my internship for my like clinical rotation for my master's program. And I went back and forth so many times between this Arizona place and just a couple places in Dickinson. And you're always like, it feels like so heavy in the moment. Like, am I choosing the right place? Like, is this where I should be? And then you get there and you're still like, gosh, I don't know. Like, did I make the right decision? What if I should have went there? What if I should have went there? And it's like, no, it was so evident from day one. Like, that is exactly where I was supposed to be. My coworkers have had an amazing impact. Probably one of the biggest impacts, to just be surrounded by women that are so wise and they have so much wisdom because they've been walking with the Lord for so many years, to just like pour into me through some of the worst and lowest points of my life. And like, I just wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have that. And so it's like, no, God had his hand in every step of the way. And he knew that I was supposed to be at Expression. He knew I was going to go through what I went through. He just knew. And he knew that I was going to need them to pick me up and pour into me and encourage me and just, give me truth and speak life into me and get me through.
Yeah, it's like beautiful when you look back in hindsight.
It's so beautiful. Hindsight's always 20/20, and we know that, but it's like so hard in the moment.
It is. And that, in like a funny way, I say, it builds character, but it like truly does build such a beautiful story that now it's like, without those experiences, you don't know who you might run into on the street who might have had very similar, and you are the only person who could maybe connect with them
personally. Yeah, absolutely. And share part of your story and your testimony. And that's the thing. Like, if anyone wants to come talk to me about my story or my testimony, I'm going to tell you the ugly, horrendous, all parts of it, because your testimony is either going to give power to Satan or glorify God. You choose what you want to do with it. So who am I to withhold parts of my story? Because do I want to talk about the deepest, ugliest parts of my past? No, but it all just gives glory to God. And so it's like, why would I give power to the enemy and withhold some of those things? Because it always just goes to show like how much he's done in my life. Yeah. And so absolutely, like just, so
it's the best.
It's so good.
We could talk about this forever.
Yes,
truly. And
truly.
Like, I feel like we didn't even skip the
top. No, I'm going to watch this back and be like, I forgot to say that. I forgot to say that.
There will be... we didn't even skip it. We could ramble and ramble and ramble and go on. And there's so many topics that I would love to talk about God and religion and just all of that. But for the sake of a timely video, I want to make a quick shift to, we love to talk about a good old date and a good old...
Yes, we do.
Just the dating world, the dating struggles. And we've mentioned a couple times, you're recently single. We're not going to get into the nitty gritty and put you on blast. But I think it's good for people to hear. Any person who knows your story or knows what you've been through, I think I just wanted to ask, like, what have you learned through the last relationship, the last couple, I guess the last two? Yeah. Like I said, we don't need to put your story on blast or anything, but I just want to know, like, what have you, like, what were the biggest takeaways?
Yeah. I feel like, obviously, like, this is also so obvious and so cliche, but, like, the two biggest things are, like, trust and communication. Like, if you don't have that, it's just never gonna work. Like,
it won't.
And it sounds so obvious. And, like, what do I know? I'm 24 years old. Like, I obviously don't have all the answers either, but, like, I do know, like, how important, like, good, honest, clear communication is, and just, like, having trust in your person.
And people think they have it, but when it, like, I always say I want good communication, and I'm actually very, very bad at communicating, and I need to get a grasp on that, but that is so, so crucial.
Right. Like, I just feel like you can have the chemistry, you can have the fun, you can have all these other things, but if you don't communicate clearly, like, it's gonna fall apart at some point and tumble down. And if you just can't trust each other, I don't know.
Trust
there's just, like,
huge.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like I am a good communicator, but then you look back and it's like, oh, I could have communicated better in that circumstance or situation. It's like, no, we can all be better communicators.
Always.
But you just have to also trust your person.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, trust is so huge. And those are just, like, two things that I like. That's not, like, very deep.
No, but
it's, like, so true. And then just, like, another thing I feel like is what's been really, I don't know, I've realized is, like, you have to be so content and, like, okay with who you are and, like, independent. Like, I know who I am, and I am confident, I am independent, I am my own person. And I just feel like your other person needs to be that too. Like, you should
100%.
both be so okay, confident on your own, like, independent, where it's like you're just such an added bonus to that person's life. Because I know who I am. I'm secure in who I am. I'm confident in the Lord, and I'm just, like, confident in who I am, where it's like, I feel like you should just never be relying on your other person for happiness, because we know that people are always going to fall short, and they're not always going to be able to fill the void and meet all your needs. And we know
that's
that.
A lot, and you should never put that pressure on somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Ever.
Another thing too. So it's like, if you're both comfortable and confident and independent in who you are, then, like, you, like, come together, and it's just, like, added bonuses. Because it's like, we know, like, these people are going to fulfill some of your needs, but, like, only for so long. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Everything will start to fizzle.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just like, we know that we can't rely on other people for our happiness. And so I feel like there's always a time in, like, my past relationships where I have been relying on them for my happiness.
I'm definitely guilty of it.
Absolutely. Me too. And so it's like, well, no, I can learn from that though. Absolutely. And so we know that all relationships aren't always going to be 50-50. It might be 80-20.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
You're going to have a bad day, and they're going to, it's all about the balance. And I think when you come down, you have to be secure in who you are on, like, the confident end of things. But then you briefly mentioned also on, like, the religious side of things.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously for us, like, we are looking for strong, firmly founded men of God.
Yes.
And I am so guilty of almost leaning too much into that and wanting too much guidance and, like, hoping too much for what they can do in my life, where it's like, I need to take a step back and I need to be firmly rooted in my faith and content where I'm at. And we were saying, like, that saying where it's like, you walk in and run directly towards God.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you look to your right and there's someone keeping up, he's the one to say, oh, what's your number? You know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's like, if he's back there, you know, it's like, not saying you can't have grace or help grow somebody's, like, baby faith, as I like to call it, or like, you know, baby Christian.
Absolutely.
There's totally room for that. I just think it's so important if you're looking at the aspect of, like, a Christian relationship, that you can't.
And that's
dependent on their faith for your faith, because that's going to fizzle again, or that's going to cause issues again.
And that's something new that I'm obviously working through and navigating, both of us in our singleness and dating, and, like, recently giving our lives to the Lord. Like, we never really thought of that or considered that or cared, but now it's, like, the number one thing, like, so important.
Yeah.
But that's another thing too. Like, and I think I mentioned it later on. But, like, yes, you should be secure in who you are, but you should also be so secure in who you are in the Lord, and, like, who God sees you as. And, like, I am a true daughter of, like, the one true King. Like, I'm a daughter of the Lord, and, like, I should be so rooted in that, where I just feel like
it's very hard to navigate, and it's new to both of us, because there's a lot of avenues.
Yes, because like you said, ideally, like we want the man to already be there, the one like strongly leading us, leading our Bible studies, praying over us, praying for us, all the things already. That's what I'm saying. Like if you are both pursuing the same thing, like when you have Christ at the foundation, that's
all you need. Boom.
Like boom. I'm sorry, I don't have to say anymore.
Get married so fast. We also had this conversation like, oh, Christians get married so fast or this and that. I said, yeah, because when you are focused on the foundational
you are
aspects
both so
of God,
secure in who you are in the Lord,
the communication, the foundation,
the
morals when it comes down to kids and how to raise a family and arguments. Like your arguments are not going to be non-existent, but your answer to most of them is fairly simple, and that's open the word, read it together, and figure out how to move forward.
Yeah. I am not looking anywhere else. I am looking straight ahead, straight up, eyes focused on the Father.
Amen.
And like when he places someone in like it's going to be so evident, and it is going to be so clear that is the person for me that God's like sent and placed for me in my life, and there will be no questions asked. Because if you are both pursuing the same thing and you have Christ at the foundation, like it just makes sense. It does. It's just like hard to say and talk about. Well, like we'll pivot. Just some other things that I've learned. Like I have a big personality, and my big personality isn't for everyone. And that's like another thing I learned too. Opposites attract to an extent. I'm always open and willing to like try their new hobbies though.
I love meeting new people,
taking on their hobbies or like
random little niches.
Yeah. And like you
because you want someone, you're under the impression or the hope and the desire that they will partake in yours.
Absolutely. Or like
every person is 100% unique.
And you just do them together.
For sure.
When you like all the same things, that's just an added bonus.
I feel like you kind of morph into that.
Right.
You know, you start as two individual people. And then you become, the unit, the relationship, the husband and wife one day, the one. And it's like, that's what makes it so fun is like, I love getting to learn new people. I have met so many different kinds of humans out here in Phoenix. The amount of people I've gone on dates with, they're all over.
Yes. I can't even imagine.
And it is so fun.
Because from the Midwest, it's like hunting and fishing.
And you in my truck.
Yeah,
and I love,
absolutely. You know, it's going to be like shooting guns, hunting, fishing. In the Midwest, you kind of know like what people's hobbies are. Snowmobiling, snowboarding, whatever. And it's like, I love that. So like how I want to be able to also find a person that like loves the same hobbies as me. So I can like go snowboarding with them or whatever,
That is like what is so fun about dating. And I think so like now that you're like back
and I
into
love
this
to try
life.
New things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's the exciting part.
And I want to take on all the things and I want them to try my things or whatever. Like you said, then you kind of like mesh in and whatever into it.
And it's so fun.
The last and most important thing I've learned about my past relationships is just like being on the same page spiritually. And it just... Yeah, absolutely. And it affects decision making. It affects the direction you're going. It's just like if you're walking towards different things at the end of the day, it's just not gonna.
I think it's important to note, like, nip it in the butt. Like, it's so hard to put your foot down sometimes because there's the potential. And I think like there is always potential, and it's okay to like maybe see what that could become.
Yeah.
But also like, do be very cautious because I've gotten in messes and I've not been cautious with myself and my heart. And it's like, you have to be so direct and clear and really like you and God got to be locked in and you have to decide like, okay, is this something you want me to pursue?
Like, does this person have the potential to be that man for me even? Yeah. I think another thing I just looked down and thank goodness I saw this because like I can't imagine if I didn't mention this. We've talked about this before. Just like being patient and like not rushing into things. Like I'm a lover girl. Yeah. You're a lover girl. I love to just like I see potential and I run with it.
Yes.
And I get so in my head and you think futuristic and you think all the things and it's just like like for me, I'm really trying to learn to slow down and like not rush into things and just be patient because I love to just jump in feet first and dive in.
And I'm ready to go.
And then I'm such a lover girl and I just, you get the little, like insight or you like see the potential and then you just like, I don't know, it's from there. It like ripples. And so it's like slow down. I'm just trying not to rush things. I'm trying not to chase after things. I've always been one to like go for what I want. and like make the first move. Like I've made the first move more times than I can count, but like let's just sit back and let it come to me. And I'm like trying to get better at
and
just
be
like
okay
being
in that
patient.
silence and being okay
like,
in the waiting.
Because I think that I just need to be pursuing the Lord and have my eyes focused on that. So I think just one thing I'm trying to learn is like be more patient and like don't rush into things, because now we know like at this point in our lives, like we are dating to marry. And so like dating has such a more of a weight to it. It is so much more of a weight. It's like get to know the person.
And you don't just want anyone.
Deeply. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm trying to be aware of my heart. I'm trying to be aware of their heart. I don't want to waste anyone's time.
No. We could keep talking and talking and talking and talking.
Gosh,
but
3 hours. It's like 5 hours later.
Yeah.
The SpongeBob
no, literally.
thing.
I was like maybe 2 parts, we'll see. But it was so much fun. You will be back on the pod. We'll let you come back.
It was so much fun. No one's gonna want to watch my episode because of how long it is, but if they ever want to tune in again, we'll do a part 2.
Yeah,
because it got long-winded, but it was all good things because it's just been so long overdue.
Fabulous.
But I'll be back.
Really
I hope people enjoyed. I just had so much fun.
Yeah, I had so much fun.
All good.
All right, well, we will see you next week, and have a fabulous rest of your day.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.